So for the last 90 days, I've been using the new OnePlus Nord 6 as my daily driver phone. And in this video, I want to share my experience with you guys. I want to give you guys a more detailed, more long-term review of this phone. And I also happen to have the predecessor, the OnePlus Nord 5. We'll compare the two phones in this video to see what's changed. And let's find out if the OnePlus Nord 6 is still worth your money. Starting off with the unboxing, you have this new revamped packaging with the OnePlus Nord 6 branding. Inside, you have a small compartment that has your documentation and a color-matched case. Next up is the phone itself. I have it here in the fresh mint color, and this is the 12GB RAM, 256GB storage variant. And in terms of accessories, you get the 80-watt SuperVOOC fast charger and the signature OnePlus red color USB Type-A to Type-C cable. Last but not the least, you also have the SIM ejector tool. Now with the unboxing out of the way, let's talk about the design and build quality. Now with the Nord 5 and Nord 6 next to each other, we can clearly see that OnePlus has gone a different direction with the design for the Nord 6. This is more in line with their recent flagships like the OnePlus 15, 15R, and also the 13S from last year. We have a rounded square for the camera island with larger circles for your camera rings. There's also the flashlight. I'm not really sure what this is, and it appears to be more rounded versus the Nord 5. Now, talking about the dimensions, the OnePlus Nord 6 is actually both heavier and thicker than the Nord 5. So it is 8.5 millimeters in terms of the thickness and 217 grams in terms of the weight. Now, that is for a good reason, which we'll talk about in a bit. And talking about the overall, build right here, we have flat sides, flat back, and flat front with curved edges and rounded corners. Now, in terms of the durability, it is a little disappointing this time around. The OnePlus Nord 5 actually used glass on the back and a plastic frame, whereas the Nord 6 uses a plastic frame and a plastic back. Now, the advantage here is that plastic is harder to break, but it's also way easier to scratch versus glass. So I'd recommend you use a case with this phone. And I also noticed that the pre-applied screen protector that comes from the factory is also very easy to scratch. So if you can get a better one from the market later on, do that. And doing a quick overview of the Nord 6, towards the bottom, you have your USB Type-C port, and this is a 2.0 port, so it's of the slower type. You have your speaker, a microphone, and your SIM ejector tool. Towards the left, you have this plus key, very similar to the action button on the iPhone. You can map it to certain quick shortcuts, like switching your sound profile, maybe turn on the flashlight, or jump into the camera if you wanted to. Towards the top, you have your IR blaster and a bunch of microphones. Towards the right, you have your volume rockers and the power button. And that's pretty much it for the overview. Now, one big upgrade in terms of the durability is in the IP rating. So the Nord 5 actually had IP65 rating, but the Nord 6 takes it to a whole new level. This has IP66, 68, 69, and 69K. So it can handle, more aggressive rains and also bigger splashes. Not that I would take the Nord 6 with me to the pool. Now, although it's disappointing, moving from glass to plastic, in real life, the phone feels really well built, very solid, very sturdy, and very comfortable to use in the hand. Now, talking about the display on the Nord 6, this is a 6.78-inch, 165Hz, 1.5K AMOLED display. And this display is just gorgeous to look at. It gets plenty bright, so 800 nits typical brightness, 1800 in the HBM mode, and 3600 in terms of the peak brightness when you're watching HDR content. It's got 93.5% screen to body ratio, so even the bezels are not super thick. So content looks very immersive on this display. It covers 100% of both DCI-P3 as well as sRGB, so it's a very color accurate display. And OnePlus is using something called as the Crystal Guard in terms of the protection. They are moving away from Gorilla Glass. They say this is very similar to Corning's Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. Now, I can't really comment on that since I haven't dropped the phone and I have no intentions of drop testing it, but users will be able to tell in the future if this glass is better or worse. Now, specs aside, like I said, this is a really good display to look at. It gets plenty bright even for outdoor usage. It's a glossy panel, so everything pops, so content, games, and even the UI looks really good. Now, the 165Hz refresh rate is just for some specific games. In reality, the phone is going to run at 120Hz in the UI. But overall, it's a really nice panel. You can, watch HDR in both YouTube as well as on Netflix. If you like watching content on your phone, you won't be disappointed with this display. And since this is an AMOLED display, you get the punchy contrast, the inky blacks, and overall really good color reproduction. Now, talking about the speakers on the OnePlus Nord 6, you've got a dual speaker setup right here. The main speaker is next to the USB-C port, and the earpiece also doubles as a secondary speaker. The quality here is very similar to the Nord 5. It gets plenty loud. There's also a 300% boost option if you want to use that. Now, in some songs and videos, the speaker can be distorted when using that option, but even without that, it gets plenty loud. There's decent amount of bass and good clarity. So whether you're watching movies, playing games, or listening to podcasts, coupled with the display, the multimedia experience here is actually really good. Now, talking about performance, under the hood, the OnePlus Nord 6 is rocking the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 coupled with 8 or 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM and 256 gigabytes of UFS 4.1 storage. And the performance here is really solid. This is almost flagship level performance. I ran some synthetic benchmarks like Geekbench 6, Geekbench 7, and also Antutu. In Antutu, I was able to get a really good score of over 2.35 million. Now, numbers aside, in real life, the performance is solid. It's a very snappy, smooth phone, really fast. So apps open up really quickly. Multitasking feels great. RAM management is really good. And it's also a really good gaming phone. You can get that 165 Hz refresh rate in the popular games. I'm not really a gamer myself, and you'll find, much better videos covering the gaming aspect on the Nord 6. But again, in real life, the performance is really good. Talking about the software, it's running OxygenOS 16, which is on top of Android 16. OnePlus promises 4 years of OS updates and 6 years of security patches, which is really good. Now, at some point, this will move over to ColorOS, but for now, it's still called OxygenOS. You do get some pre-installed apps like YouTube, Instagram, Netflix, LinkedIn. You're going to download them anyway, so not a huge deal breaker. You can get rid of them if you don't want to. And there are some useful AI features, really good customization. It's a very snappy software experience. Now, talking about temperatures and stability, the OnePlus Nord 6 does not really overheat. It caps at about 60 degrees when running benchmarks and heavier games. And the surface temperature, when I tested it, while I was running Antutu, it came at about 42, 43 degrees Celsius. The phone does get warm to the touch when under load. So let's say you're playing a heavy game or, doing video editing or just doing some really heavy multitasking. But apart from that, there was no overheating, and yeah, stability is also very decent on the Nord 6. Now, talking about connectivity, you do get the latest Wi-Fi 7 as well as Bluetooth 6, and this is also a 5G phone, so no issues in terms of connectivity. I was getting really stable speeds on Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth works without any issues as well. Now, talking about my favorite part on the OnePlus Nord 6, it's the battery. This phone has a huge 9000 mAh battery with 80 watt wired fast charging. 9000 mAh, that is twice the amount versus the latest iPhone. You can literally use this phone as a power bank for other phones and other devices. And for that, it does have bypass charging as well as reverse charging. And battery life is amazing. You can get 2 days on this. So I'm talking 10 to 14 hours of screen on time. If you're a light user, 2 days without any issues. Even if you are a moderate to heavy user, you use the camera a lot, play a lot of games, do video editing, multitasking, all of that, it should still last you 1.5 days without any issues. I barely charged this phone during my testing. The battery life is that good. And for that, I don't really mind that the phone is a little thicker and a little heavier compared to the Nord 5, because the Nord 5 actually had a 7000 mAh battery, so 9000 is definitely a big upgrade. Now, talking about cameras, things do get a little interesting here. So the Nord 5 actually had the same sensor as the OnePlus 13, the Sony Lightyear 700. The Nord 6 actually has the Lightyear 600, which is a downgrade in terms of hardware. It also has an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. The main camera does have OIS, which is a good thing. Now, photos do turn out similar to the Nord 5 in good lighting conditions. You do get, good amount of detail, good contrast. It can be oversaturated at some times. For example, it can, show the reds to be a little too red. So that's just the, processing algorithm. In low light, the phone does struggle. So there is a lot of noise and lack of detail, and sometimes the shot can be blurry. But in good daylight, you do get really nice photos. The selfie camera is a 32 megapixel this time versus the 50 on the OnePlus Nord 5. You get good selfies. I'm not really a selfie person, so I'm not going to talk about that. Talking about video, you can take 4K 60 FPS video on the main camera, but something disappointing is that the ultra wide angle camera is actually limited to only 1080p 30 FPS, which is, again, ridiculous. I just don't know why OnePlus has done something like that. You can't even do 1080p 60 on the ultra wide. So that's that. Now OIS on the main camera is good. The videos are stable with good amount of detail. And here is a video test for you guys. So this right here is a front camera sample coming from the OnePlus Nord 6. This is being shot in 4K 30 FPS. That's the max quality you can get out of the front camera on the Nord 6. I am in a lake right now with lots of wind blowing. So this will give you guys an idea of the audio quality from the internal microphones as well as the video quality. And you guys let me know, what do you guys think? And this is a video sample of the rear camera shooting in 4K 60 FPS. You can also punch into 2x if you wanted to. And I'm going to give you guys an idea of the stabilization. Overall, the camera in my opinion is decent. If you need a phone that is really serious about cameras, I wouldn't suggest the Nord 6. Maybe look at the Nothing Phone 4a. But yeah, for everyday casual photography and videos, the Nord 6 will get the job done. All right, conclusion time. Who is the OnePlus Nord 6 for? Now, before I answer that, let's talk about the twist here, and that's the pricing. The OnePlus Nord 6 originally launched at 38,999 for its base variant, which is 256 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is already a big price jump from the Nord 5, which came out at about 32,000 rupees for its base variant. Now the OnePlus Nord 6 has a price hike. Currently, this is retailing for 44,500 rupees for the base variant, and if you want the upgraded variant, which I have here with 12 gigabytes of RAM, that's going to cost you a whopping 50,000 rupees. And that's just ridiculous. Now, I don't say that OnePlus is completely at fault here for the price hike. It's how the market is right now, and pricing for RAM and storage has been going up rapidly. If this phone retails at its original price of 38,999, you can actually consider it. It's a decent value. It's got a really nice display, very solid performance, almost flagship level, insane battery life, best battery life in the segment in my opinion. You've also got, decent pair of cameras, and overall a good balanced phone. But at 44,500 rupees, it's a very tough ask, and I just can't recommend it. You are nearing the OnePlus 13S, the OnePlus 13R, and even OnePlus's own 15R in terms of pricing. So if you spend a little more, you can get either of those phones. And yeah, if you want something cheaper, consider the other options as well. At 44,500 rupees for the base variant, I just can't recommend it. But overall, that's my review. Those are my 2 cents on the OnePlus Nord 6. You guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think about the current pricing situation? If you have any questions or queries, do hit me up. I'll be there replying to you guys. Like this video if you enjoyed it or found this video helpful in any way. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on future uploads. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.